Hello there YouTube, and welcome along to Steve's coronavirus update. In this update for you in today's YouTube video, I'm going to be talking to you about this question. I'm going to literally ask this question and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on this question and give you my answer to this question as well. Which is a Scotch egg a substantial meal? That's today's debate question in this coronavirus update, and the reason why it is this debate is because earlier this week, at the time of recording this video, government ministers were in a little bit of a 50-50 debate here when they spoke about this, when they were debating this themselves, because there was half of the government ministers that was saying yes, a Scotch egg is a substantial meal, and then there was the other half of the government ministers that was saying no, a Scotch egg is not a substantial meal, it is actually a snack. You know, now the reason why they've been debating this is because earlier this week one of the government ministers said that obviously a Scotch egg does come under as a substantial meal. Now if you're in a tier 2 region, which is quite a lot of the UK right now, a lot of us are in the tier 2 tier right now, right up until at least the 17th of December when it does next get reviewed. But yeah, so, and obviously if you're in tier 2 and you go to a pub or a restaurant, you're only allowed to have alcohol with a substantial meal, which is why now the question has been raised as to whether or not a Scotch egg is actually a substantial meal or not. Because obviously a government minister this week has said, yeah, it is a substantial meal. And then obviously it has caused a bit of a debate in the Commons, with some people, like I said, saying yes, it is a substantial meal and you're allowed to have alcohol with it if you go to a pub or a restaurant, and others are saying no, it's not a substantial meal, it's a snack, so therefore you will not be able to buy an alcoholic drink with this because it's classed as a snack. Now in my honest opinion here, a Scotch egg to me is a snack, you know, and as a lot of you loyal fans out there will know, I work in a supermarket, and you know, and to me when I look at Scotch eggs, I mean, because where Scotch eggs are in the supermarket that I work at, they are placed under like picnic stuff, you know, so yeah, like ready to eat breaded picnic stuff, you know, and I would like to say that, yeah, I would say that a Scotch egg is more ideal to have on a picnic, or as a sort of a pick-me-up for lunch, you know, if you wanted something that's quite filling, because yeah, admittedly a Scotch egg, it has got protein in it because it's got egg in it, you know, it is very filling as well, given that obviously it's technically you know, it's technically, what is it? It's technically a boiled egg with sausage meat around it and some breadcrumbs. That's pretty much what a Scotch egg is, let's face it, right? And yeah, I would definitely say that it's not a substantial meal. It does fill you up, but it's probably not going to fill you up like the same way how a big dinner would fill you up, you know? You know how you're supposed to have something light for lunch, you know, obviously to keep your body going throughout the day. Well, I would definitely say that a Scotch egg is definitely one of those things that is something light for you to have that would fill you up between breakfast and dinner time, you know? I don't think it would be something that you would go to a pub, sit down and have a Scotch egg as a substantial meal, you know. But then obviously at the time of recording this now, we are now officially out of the national lockdown. Obviously that ended on the 2nd of December automatically, so non-essential shops have reopened, pubs and restaurants have also reopened if they're allowed to under the new 3-tier system that we have now in the UK. If you're in tier 3, like Greater Manchester are, Manchester, and so is Birmingham. Then obviously the pubs and restaurants in your area is still shut. But however, if you are in tier 1 and tier 2, pubs and restaurants are open, unless you're in tier 2 and obviously the pub doesn't serve food or the restaurant doesn't serve food. But I can't see why the restaurant wouldn't serve food, because it's a restaurant. But yeah, so obviously, so pubs and restaurants are now open in tier 1 and tier 2 of the UK as well. So but yeah, obviously since then though, I have seen news stories about pubs and what they've classed as a substantial meal. I actually saw an article the other day, at the time of recording this video actually, of what a pub was allowing as a substantial meal to serve alcohol to their customers. And there was one pub in the UK which allowed a slice of pizza. Literally, when I say a slice of pizza, I mean one slice of pizza. They were allowing that as a substantial meal. They were allowing a takeaway from next door as a substantial meal to have with an alcoholic drink. They were also allowing like a bowl of chips as well as a substantial meal for customers to buy an alcoholic drink as well. I don't find that very acceptable at all, to be honest. Like, a bowl of chips is not a substantial meal. A Scotch egg is not a substantial meal. A takeaway from next door, again, that's really unacceptable. Why would you bring a takeaway to another business, you know, from one business to another business, shall we say, and then have an alcoholic drink in that other business? You know, that's not acceptable. That really is not acceptable, and I don't know why pubs are allowing that to happen at all. Really don't. You know, for me, a proper meal, right, and I'm going to put it out there, a proper meal is a whole pizza, right? For example, a whole pizza. I'm not talking one slice, no. I'm talking a full circle. A whole entire circle of pizza. A substantial meal, right? What else is a substantial meal to me? A burger with some chips on the side is also a substantial meal, right? You know, I mean, the list goes on. It really does. I mean, you've got, I don't know, let's pull some out of the oven here. I mean, I'm also going to say as well, I don't know, barbecue chicken. Right, barbecue chicken with some chips or whatever you want on the side, right? Again, is a substantial meal, and you can have that with alcohol. But these things that is just like a bowl of chips, a Scotch egg, a takeaway from next door, it's not a substantial meal from, you know, it's not a substantial meal to the point where you can go up and order yourself an alcoholic drink. That's just in my opinion here, you know. So, yeah, it's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. And I do know that pubs and restaurants and other hospitality sectors are really struggling with this lockdown and stuff. But there is no way that really they should be allowing to have these sort of loopholes to allow their customers to go into their pub and still order a drink without ordering food from that same from the same business, pretty much, you know. You know, I just find it absolutely ridiculous, really. I really do. So there we go. Anyway, that's just my thoughts anyway on that. But if you would like to have a little discussion, a little bit of a debate, leave your thoughts on the comment section down below, and I will read as many comments as I possibly can, as I always do on my YouTube videos. But yeah, so I just thought I'd get my point out there, really, that, you know, a Scotch egg to me is not a substantial meal. I don't ever think it was ever a substantial meal. You know, I just think it's a light snack that you can have in the mid-morning, mid-afternoon section of the day, or, you know, as sort of a little light lunch type thing, you know, something that would fill you up between breakfast and dinner time, pretty much. So yeah, so there we go. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you are brand new to my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial, and don't forget to leave a comment down below as well with your thoughts on this subject. But from me though, it's goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video.